Los Angeles.
And then we're in the kitchen with Lucky Taco.
That means we're very lucky.
That means we're very lucky.
Plus, should the government be able to quarantine people at risk for Ebola?
Why a mom may be facing jail time for giving her son something that stops his seizures.
And how chocolate may improve your memory.
I love it.
Your day is about to get better.
Starting right now.
It's better this way. It's better this way. It's better this way. Today.
Ask and you shall receive. Abundance.
Abundance? What has some? Oh, update.
Update.
Did you see the email I sent you this morning from the Farmer's Almanac?
I did not see that.
Oh, you didn't read it? Mercury's no longer in retrograde.
Oh,
it
thank
went
God.
straight on the 25th. So if last week was hectic and crazy and things weren't working for you, this week should be much better.
My mother was hoping for the same thing on the 25th. She said, I hope my son goes straight. Didn't happen. Anyway, so we're at the Hartford Current, the 250th anniversary.
Yeah.
And this man, Tris Carter, comes up to me. And I said, and they were very nice people. They came over and spoke to us when we were standing around the bar.
Yeah.
And he had a really nice tie on. So I said, I really like your tie. I go, what's on your tie? He goes, they're little shoes from the Manchester Road Race because I represent the Manchester Road.
I remember meeting them. He was in charge of the Manchester Road Race.
And he said, would you like one? And I said, I would absolutely like one. And Molly Devaney from the Highland Park Market, she brought me in the tie from Tris. That was like
oh my gosh, I get it. They're little running shoes.
Aren't they cute? So like how cute
I don't know if
that
you're
is.
allowed to wear that because you don't run for anything.
I won't even run for an election. But nonetheless, I do love the tie.
Yeah,
so
it's
I
very
got
cool.
that. So I want to thank Tris for bringing them. I couldn't even shop faster than for this. Even if I ordered it online, I still wouldn't have it that fast.
Ooh, there's some good online sales
Look
right
at that.
now.
How nice. Little shoes. You got that? So that's for the Manchester Road Race. I'll be doing my own road race Thanksgiving morning. I don't want to let everybody know that Thanksgiving is 32 days away from today.
Oh my God.
Halloween is 4 or 5, depending on how you count. And Christmas is now less than 2 months away.
Oh my God. All right, but just in time, the cold is coming.
The cold is coming. Wait till Friday. Friday night.
Friday night is Halloween.
Well, I think it's going to be okay. I think the kids are going to have to bundle up. Obviously, it's going to be between 45 and 50 during trick-or-treat time. So that's a little chilly. So the coats
okay,
might
but
have
that's not terrible.
Not terrible.
I mean, it's not getting like canceled like the other times.
No. And then Saturday morning, there could actually be some snow showers in the state, up in the highest elevations of the state. We're not talking about, don't run out and get your shovels. We're talking about some snow flurries.
Snow
flurries. Flakes.
Overnight.
And then the highs, though, on Saturday and Sunday, only in the low to mid 40s. And the wind is going to make it feel like it's in the upper 20s, low 30s. That's for the daytime highs.
Oh my gosh.
So there definitely will probably be a hard freeze in the state. So all of you gardeners.
I'm still walking out every day not bringing a coat, like just assuming that it's still okay. So
I know,
that's
I'm doing
going
the
to
same
change.
thing. Yeah, it's going to change.
Yeah.
Anyway, how was your weekend?
It was good. Well, I got to spend Friday night with you, but the rest of it was lots of, it was just fun, last day of flag football for Julian and birthday party circuits and all that kind of stuff. I'm sure yours is very different.
I went to Boston to visit my friends Scott and Bruce, and I got in the car. I was there in an hour and 25 minutes.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I don't realize, you forget how close Boston is. It's
such a beautiful city, too.
And then we went to Copley Square.
Yeah, the Copley Square Mall. You would love it there.
That is like the highest end mall. I walked in, I was like, waha. I was like, waha.
Yeah.
What the highest is. Like, they have John Varavata. I can't even say some of these designers' names. I was like, this ain't the West Farms Mall here. I'm like, I'm going back to West Farms where I can afford some stuff. But anyway, so Banana Republic had a 40% off sale. I did get a couple of things.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah,
very nice.
It was fun.
Okay, so we want to update everyone. So this healthcare worker in New Jersey was quarantined because she'd come back from West Africa, and she says she tested negative, that she was asymptomatic, but they quarantined her anyway, and she threatened to sue for a violation of her human rights. But now the latest is the CDC is going to look at it, and who knows what the CDC, we're going to...
You're going to keep following this, right?
Right now, we're not sure, as an update of this taping.
Right. So Chris Christie and Governor Cuomo got together, and they said if you're taken care of, or if you're in with an Ebola patient, that you're going to come back and you're going to have to face a mandatory 21-day quarantine. Now everybody's like, who's going to pay for this?
Right.
Are the companies going to have to pay for these people to stay home if they're employed? If they're not employed, who's going to pay for
that's
it?
a
Who's
good
going to pay for
question.
the cleaning? Who's going to pay for this? Who's going to pay for that? I mean, this is just the beginning.
Well, that's a good question. When the government puts you in quarantine,
who pays?
Not many people
go
go for 21 days
employment?
without money. Yeah, is there anything that, what do they do?
What do they do?
Anyway, it's interesting because it's the first time we're hearing someone who's saying that she's going to file a lawsuit for a human rights violation.
And now there's a 5-year-old who went to, he had no choice. He went with his family to Guinea.
Yep,
and
came back
and he's got 103 fever. So they're like, well, you know, we're going to put him in quarantine too. Now the whole family is in it.
And that makes you nervous because when you have a 5-year-old, you know, 5-year-olds are not exactly, they're like little petri dishes of germs, and they interact with other children, and they're all over. And now the question will be, did the child go to school? How much contact did he have with other children? Because we see how things just spread through a school.
You're a mother of 2 children, and I don't know this. So when an adult gets 103 fever, that's major concern. You go to the when a kid gets 103 fever, is that as bad as an adult?
You do call. You still call. Yeah, I mean, you do call. Like kids can get high fevers, and then they can break 4 hours later.
Okay.
But yeah, with that kind of a fever, you would call and you want to know. And I guess given the fact that the child was in Africa, so
don't take your kids to Guinea. Don't do that. Let them stay home and get them a guinea pig or something they can play with.
All right, so we told you about Honey Boo Boo and the show getting canceled after this, picture surfacing with the mom having relations or being back in the life of someone who went to prison for 10 years, accused of molesting someone. Well, now the news that's coming out is that Honey Boo Boo's older sister, they're saying that was the victim. It was actually the mother's daughter who was abused. Now she says she has nothing to do with them, but this is the picture that TMZ found of the 2 of them.
Yep, nothing to do with them, and that's why they're lying next to each other in bed. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it.
So the older daughter is coming out and saying that this happened to me. I was the victim.
Right.
I was the victim. And saying she's hoping it's not true. She wants to believe that her mother has no relationship with this man. But she also now has a 2-year-old daughter of her own. She says she's not going anywhere near them until she knows that this guy Mark is really not in her mother's life.
But the show did get canceled. That's the case.
That's true.
Is that what's going on? Okay. All right. Well, let's
But another show's coming back perhaps on reality TV. That's what they're saying. Kate Gosselin.
Oh, really?
Kate plus 8.
Kate plus 8?
Kate plus 8. She's going to be back on the air. But the new news is apparently her ex-husband showed up at a tag sale. She was having a tag sale. He'd been evicted from his apartment, but he showed up and he was asking for all of the stuff back.
Oh, I thought he was
at
there
the tag sale.
Maybe help support her.
No, he just kind of showed up, and she apparently wasn't very pleased when he started showing up and going through all the things.
That is hysterical. Now, was he buying? He could buy the things.
He wants some of his things back, apparently. I don't know.
He could buy them, and then everything would be fair. But if he's asking for them without any money, I don't think that's very fair. So there they are. Nice family happening there.
Okay.
Hey,
this is what happens. We watch reality TV.
What's this marijuana?
Okay, so this story was so compelling. I don't know if you watched on CBS this morning today, but
I don't think I did.
There's a boy who was actually injured playing baseball.
Okay.
He got hit in the head, and he has this problem that now he's in extreme pain.
Oh, look at them, poor little thing.
Extreme pain, and has seizures, goes through depression. They go to Colorado and they get cannabis oil, which is an oil derived from the marijuana plant. They give it to him, and within moments, it's like a miracle cure. His seizures stop, he feels better, all this. So the school's like, wow, what are you doing? Oh my gosh, we're so happy for you and your family. What have you done? She says, oh, well, we used this oil that was derived from the marijuana plant that we got in Colorado, which is not legal in Minnesota. And instead, they've arrested the mother. Oh. She's facing jail time. And we have an interview with her where she's saying, hey, I got to do what's right for my son. See what you think.
Did you think it was a miracle?
Yeah, oh God, yeah. It's a miracle in a bottle.
It stopped the pain, and it stopped the muscle spasms. It was like helping me go to school until it got taken away, and then school was really hard again.
All right, so here's what I have to say to that. Move to Colorado.
They do say they're trying to move to Colorado and hoping that once they get through all this, that is their plan to ultimately move there. Yeah, but she's in the court system right now, and that's what happened. They showed up at her house a couple weeks later, arrested her, and charged her with child endangerment.
It's unbelievable. So
let us know what you think on your Facebook page, but my heart goes out to that mom, and that was a really clear understanding of how this was helping this kid.
And so they gave him the drug immediately, and it was like
moments after he had the oil, he was just so much better.
That, and he had 20 more new friends. They just showed up out of nowhere. I don't know what happened. The national anthem. All right, so San Francisco has now pulled ahead. They're going to beat the Royals, or maybe, who knows? It's 3-2 now. When the Royals were up, now the San Francisco Giants are up. But the headlines, there was an error before the game even began. Aaron Lewis, he's not really a country singer, so I don't know why we're calling him a country singer. He's a singer. I don't know he's Stained. He's in Stained, which I don't know. It's like a rock band, so I don't know why. But anyway, so we were singing the national anthem yesterday. Listen up.
By the dawn's early light,
Sing it a little bit faster.
what so
Bring up the tempo.
proudly we hailed,
Oh, here it comes.
were so
No, that's not the right
gallantly
word.
streaming. whose
Oh,
broad
sweet Marie, and everybody noticed. So apparently he did get the words wrong, and I have to give it. It is the most nerve-wracking song to sing in public because you know the words by heart. Everybody knows the words by heart, but when you go to sing it in public, you just crumble. You just think of, you just forget. I don't know what happened. It's happened to me where I'm like, light the cameras and flash bulbs. What's happening to my brain?
So did they say anything after?
No, they just kept going.
They just kept
but
going.
they did criticize him for having tattoos on his neck. Roz, we're moving forward.
This is really cool. So a Google executive has broken the sound barrier, actually leaving the Earth's atmosphere. I mean, he's like a real life up guy. Some crazy balloon he connects to him, and he leaves the Earth's atmosphere, and then he did a free fall after. I mean, he's like the real. I mean, this is nuts. He did this. He went with his stratospheric explorer team.
I did this
in
last
a commercial spacesuit.
I'm not kidding.
20 miles above the Earth's surface with a balloon.
I did this last week. I'm telling you, I got a balloon at the Hallmark at the West Farms Mall, and I went out, and it took me away. It was unbelievable.
And then he dropped 850 miles an hour on the way down.
Oh my God!
Talk about a bungee jump.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Oh my gosh! Can you imagine though? Do you just picture the day that you're gonna go on go on Google and there's gonna be trips to where do you want to go? I want to go to this star or that star.
That's incredible. And then Oprah Winfrey's driver.
What color balloon would you like? This one comes with extra padding.
And then Oprah Winfrey's driver ran over somebody's foot.
Oh no!
No, what happened? What happened?
The driver of this SUV ran over a woman's foot. I guess her toes were. Oh, it was reversing under her toes and
Something
it was
bad
crushing,
happened.
and then it was just when they were crossing the street. So poor Oprah, she was feeling bad.
Now, is there going to be a lawsuit?
Well,
Oprah windfall, maybe, to the woman who's going to.
Oprah's such a nice lady.
You see the lady sticking
Oprah's such a nice lady. Maybe they'll work it out.
See the lady sticking her foot underneath the tire.
I guess her husband was banging on the
Oprah's
door.
car? What's going on?
Her husband was banging on the door saying, "Stop, stop, stop."
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
And Oprah Winfrey was like, "I'm not giving autographs today." And he's like, "No, my wife's foot is underneath your car."
Wow.
So it was very
Poor
interesting.
lady, ouch. All right, this is really good news. I always knew that there was a good reason to eat chocolate every day, besides the fact that it makes you happy when you have a little bit of it with your green tea at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Right about now. But cocoa, they say, can reverse memory loss in older adults. It's according to a study at Columbia University. And there's a lot of flavonols in there. Now, this does not mean that you go out and eat Reese's peanut butter cups. You have to eat like the real dark chocolate, like from Divine Treasures, right here in Manchester. They have the real stuff. But in some cases, the memory went back to someone of 30 years or younger.
Seriously? Just by eating chocolate?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. See all the
Have a little chocolate every day.
a little bit of chocolate, it won't hurt you. That's what Rob Nevin said. He goes, have a little piece. What did he say?
He told me I said I want to have just 2 small pieces of dark chocolate with green tea every day. What does it have to be on the plan? He said he wouldn't even write it into the plan. It's about 50 calories. Doesn't even care.
Speaking of Rob Nevins, they sent me to Middletown Fire Department to do a story on firemen. What are you thinking? Sending me there to do a story on hot firemen. So they're like, and our calendar came out, and I'm like, well, I have to look at it for research. So I'm like, this is insane. So the Middletown Fire Department has put out a calendar, and all the money goes to benefit charity.
Yeah.
Get the calendar. That's all I'm saying. Get the calendar. All right.
Was there a relationship to Rob Nevins in this
Yes,
story?
they're doing his plan. I forgot to mention.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I need
Where
more
did we go with that?
I'm
You
sorry, I
need
need
some
more chocolate. I can't
You're
remember.
at that age now.
I was like, anyway.
We have a great show for you today.
Yeah, we do. Our friends from Highland Park Market are in the house. We love this. It's a better bundle, right?
Yeah, and wait until you hear the deal they have for you. You're going to be entertaining a lot coming up. We've got something. But first, we're talking to the stars of NCIS Los Angeles.